Hello and welcome to episode 2 of my trophy guide for Final Fantasy XVI. Right as we start chapter 2, we will unlock the trophy Awoken for completing chapter 1. Open the menu and go to the System tab. Under Redeemable Items we can now choose between the Onion Sword and Buster Sword. Equip your choice under the Gear and Icons tab. These weapons are meant to make the beginning of the game easier as they are much more powerful than your default starting weapons. Both have the same attack value, so choose for yourself. The Buster Sword has just been added recently, so if there are even more weapons to choose from by the time you play, I recommend just using whatever has the highest damage output. Now follow me through this walking simulator. On your way we will also find some Stone Skin and Strength Tonics. These increase our defense and attack power respectively for some time. Strength tonics are very powerful and will be used extensively during our second playthrough, but for now I didn't want to make things more complicated than they already are, and so they won't be part of this first playthrough. You can of course use them if you want to.
By the flames.
Next up is the fight against Shiva's dominant. Thanks to our weapon we deal a ton of damage now, so this should be over in no time. Also note that you now have access to the Scarlet Cyclone ability. Use it by holding R2 and pressing triangle. This deals a little less damage than Rising Flames, but hits all enemies around you, making this great for taking out multiple weaker enemies at once. It also deals good posture damage, so do not worry too much about hitting this during a stagger either. At around 1/3 HP left, you cannot deal more damage until the boss performs the Blizzaga spell.
Orders, Sergeant! Stop gawping and move! Fucking icon!
I will not have their blood on my hands! Lost.
We now have to take out some mobs. Try to position yourself in between multiple enemies and perform the Scarlet Cyclone to take them all out at once. This is also where I pick up the Shift Strike trophy. As I said, you will most likely pick this up sooner or later.
Now that that's done, I won't ask you again, Wyvern. Take her head so we can be done with this.
I can't. I won't.
You would betray the Holy Empire?
Betray? I don't recall ever pledging allegiance to your Emperor. My service may have been bought with this brand, but not my loyalty. I just fight to survive.
Finally we take on Tiamat. He is quick on his feet but has neither notable attacks nor a lot of health, which results in a quick win.
You won't take hers. I'll have to take yours.
I told you, Sergeant. I'm not dying here today. And neither is she.
Let's find out. For nothing. No one. And I will not fall by... Wyvern.
Travel to the hideaway where you will go through more story. Just follow the story markers. You will get to know the location of the Black Hammer, where we can craft weapons, and Charon's Toll, where we can buy potions, tonics, talismans, etc. But you do not have to concern yourself with any of that. I will always point out whenever there is something of note to pick up. You will craft and equip the Iron Belt +1 in the process, since it is part of the story.
You'll find everything you need down in the main hall, as well as a few things you don't. Have fun.
I suppose I should thank Goots. What the hell have I got myself into? Was Ty the one looking after Jill?
You do not have to purchase anything from Karen. Just remember that this is the place to stock up on potions if you ever want to. You will also be made familiar with the Arid Stone as you are forced to enter it. There you can replay missions and other stuff, but we don't really care about any of its functions. Quit out of it as soon as it lets you. Our next destination is the Great Wood. Open the map by pressing the touchpad followed by the Options button and select your traveling target.
I suppose not.
From now on, Torgal will accompany us on most missions. First, we want to turn around and hold X to pet Torgal. Petting him 5 times unlocks the trophy You Can Pet the Dog.
Shortcut.
After it!
Am I going too fast for you?
Now follow Sid through the forest. As you can see in the bottom left corner of the screen, we can now direct Torgal's actions with the D-pad. Pressing up has Torgal perform a sick. You want to spam this during combat until Torgal has successfully performed 5 precision sicks. You don't have to time this. It is going to happen pretty quickly either way. This then unlocks the trophy, a fine Hound.
Get him! There, boy! Sick him, Torgal! Get him! Sick him!
We still have a way to go.
After obtaining this trophy, you want to press left on your D-pad to go back to the quick item menu to have access to your potions. We can ignore Torgal's abilities for the remainder of the guide. For now you just want to progress through the forest. Remember to make use of Scarlet Cyclone when surrounded by enemies.
Bless you. Don't you only need to mention this now.
Well, that's the undergrowth sorted. I'll take it from here. Mind your head.
Here we fight an Avis. These wyverns can get a little annoying later on, but for now we can overpower this one quite handily.
Nice. Must be a nest nearby. Keep your eyes open. Well, it appears we won't be going this way. I'll admit I hadn't counted on that.
At least one of us knows these woods. Thank you, Torgal.
Well, they look not too happy. And for once, it's not our fault. This is stupid. I like wolves.
I don't think they care, Sid.
We did what had to be done.
Doesn't mean I have to like it.
No. No, it doesn't.
Our next proper boss is Fafnir. We will also see a lot more variants of this enemy type later on. They are on the slow side and their moves are quite predictable, which makes landing your iconic abilities pretty easy. This boss also has a damage cap at around a third of its HP, where it will always perform its spin cycle move. Just spam magic shots during this for some posture damage. Attacking with your sword won't do much.
Where he stops, no one knows. I doubt he'll do that again.
Not if we killed him first.
Clyde, what exactly do you plan on doing when you find this dominant of fire?
What do you think? I'll show him the mercy he showed my brother. And cut out the tongue of any man who tries to talk me out of it.
All right. Forest dark enough as it is.
Here we are now in a more open section of the forest. To not lose your way, you can just follow the river. It will bring you straight to your goal, which is another Avis miniboss. We are now facing our first boss, which is eligible for the trophy You're Not the Boss of Me, which has you beat a boss without taking damage. However, there are actually only 16 bosses in the game where that works. I will point them all out during this playthrough, and this is the first one. It is not particularly difficult, but there will be an even easier boss in Chapter 3. If you want to be super safe, then do not use Phoenix Shift or iconic abilities unless the boss is staggered. This boss does actually have one move which the Ring of Timely Evasion will not always dodge. That move is called Katon and has the boss spew out a cone of fire in front of it. Be prepared to press R1 and hold the L stick to the left or right to dodge around the boss. You still do a lot of damage though, so he might not even get the chance. Just keep it in mind. This fight also teaches you about the third QTE action, during which you have to spam square to achieve a cinematic clash. Fast travel to Orabel Downs, and from here we want to make our way to the nearby village of Lostwing. We can also equip the Badge of Might, which we just obtained. It slightly increases our damage output. We are now starting to unlock locations for the trophy Yerby Rossfields. I go into more detail about this trophy in episode 0. If you don't care about that extra info, then just note that you will automatically pick up the trophy by following all the steps of this guide.
Figures up ahead.
But are they friends or foes?
This encounter we can skip. In fact, I will skip all encounters that are not mandatory to save time. Within Lostwing we can just ignore the crying girl and run straight to the church, which will lead you to another boss fight.
The village can't be completely abandoned, can it? That sounds like a child.
Chirada is a fairly quick boss but has very little health. That means by the time she gets staggered, she will already be close to defeat. These are the kind of bosses you can just throw all your abilities at without any regard for recharge time. Although of course at this point we don't have any abilities worth saving anyways.
You better be on your way, Sid. You're finished!
Before we move on to the next location, we have some running to do. Follow the story markers until we can make for Caer Norvind. Note that there is a shop nearby in case you want to stock up on potions. On the way to Caer Norvind, we will encounter more enemies. All of them can be skipped.
Let's see if this thing really works.
And that's all you can remember. Think hard.
I already told you. I wonder if Sid's found anything. The road south then? Unless...
I know of another shortcut. You should be so lucky.
Come back to me, my darling. I can't bear another night without you.
If the Royalists were looking to take the care, they'd have posted sentries to prevent any unwelcome surprises. At least I would have.
Well, you should know.
Wrong way, friend. The village is
See,
behind
told you.
What are the Royalists thinking? Why take a stronghold they've no chance of holding?
When they've no intention of holding it. The king is up to something.
The king?
Well, you don't think they're acting on a whim, do you? This is one of His Majesty's cunning stunts, and he's sent his best to execute it. Caer Norvind. Hard nut to crack even when it isn't crawling with Royalists.
I don't care who else is in there.
This is our first major dungeon. During these we mainly just have to find the correct path and defeat the enemies on the way. Remember to keep making use of your abilities and go through the next 2 combat encounters.
We should start with the dungeons. They may be holding the bearers there.
Sound plan. As long as we keep ourselves on this side of the bars.
In here. They're all empty.
And? You gonna give up?
Sid. This gate.
Need some help.
What do you think?
That I'm doing most of the lifting. At your leisure, Clive.
Did you hear that?
Unfortunately, yes. Good news, lads.
You're certain.
So,
This door only leads to more royalists. We'd better find another one.
take your pick.
How about a window?
Bloody show off. Well, we found the Imperial garrison, right where the Royalists left.
Damn it. They're everywhere.
Here we fight another assassin mini-boss. This plays out just like the fight against Midnight Raven, just without the QTEs, so keep an eye out for the Katon move. Avoid it by dodging around the enemy.
Never were one for half measures, were you, Benedikta? These poor sods didn't know what hit them. All this bloody running. After them. Seems they were expecting.
You don't say.
Finished!
It's Sid! Death to the traitor!
Too slow. The only way is through the chapel.
Then Great Grieger must have plans for us.
This next mini-boss is a 2-on-1 with you facing both Chirada and Suparna. They function more or less identically and both have very little health. Very early on in the fight there will be a QDE which automatically staggers both enemies and lets you take out Chirada right away. Suparna does not have any noteworthy moves, so just be aggressive and take her out as well.
Doesn't look happy, Topal. Come on.
During the following enemy encounters you will learn about spellcasters. They can cast multiple spells, the first and most annoying of which is Cure. This heals all enemies around them. Only even attack other enemies with those around, if you know that you can one-shot them with icon abilities. Otherwise, make sure to target the spellcasters first. They will absolutely waste your time if they get the chance to. Note that some boss encounters have spellcasters, but those can never cast these special spells. Apart from that, we just progress to the top of the tower. We will also encounter another assassin mini-boss on the way.
I'm running out of tower.
Our lady wants us gone before sunrise!
Where do they all come from?
Take you!
Stay down! Who's that? Better not have flown away. Finally.
We now face Benedikta. This boss is eligible for the Damageless trophy, but you will have to no-hit both phases in one go. This boss is not difficult in general, but she loves to jump away from you and fire projectiles. Resist the urge to use Phoenix Shift towards her, since that will get you hit. We are still quite overpowered and phase 1 will go down very quickly. Note that you do not kill her here. She will just transition to phase 2 and fill her health back up when reaching 0 health. Be ready for a QTE during the transition.
Where is he? I won't ask again.
You pay for that! Dodge this!
Cry all you like. There's no one to save you now.
One move to look out for during phase 2 is her nosedive. It is not difficult to dodge, but actually gives you a good opening to use your abilities afterwards. Her arrow rain just wastes a bunch of time, as she is unreachable with your current abilities during this attack. There will be 2 more QTEs during the fight, both of which end in her getting staggered if successfully completed. With our damage output, this means she is not going to get back up after the first stagger. Defeating her will end the chapter and this episode. I will see you in the next one.
Time to join your pet.
I'll bury it together!